What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have my good friend Christian from Final Form. He has his one-of-one Rx7 FC, and we're gonna do a review and we're gonna chat about it.
Oh man, so I actually got into cars because I drove like really shitty cash cars for a long time, like 93 Corollas, 97 Camrys, you know, and like I was always spending money on like timing belts, water pumps, like whatever, just to keep it running. And I hated like dumping all this money into a car that I hated. So my big brain move was, why don't I just get a car that I like, and then I don't care how much money I put into it. And then the snowball happened.
So let's start with the exterior. What did you do to the exterior so far?
So this car started as 10th anniversary Rx7. It was one of 1,500. It actually has two body kits on it. It has our Amemiya kit as like the baseline. That's the side skirts, the front bumper, and the rear diffuser now. And then Tamon Designs is an add-on piece. So it's the front lip, hood, front and rear fenders, side skirt extensions, the fender diffuser, and rear bumper. I also have a T37B SL. I'm running 18 by 9.5 in the front plus 15 with 275 35 18, and then in the rear I'm running 18 by 11s with 315 30 18s, Falcon RT660s. The front actually, the headlights are Jeep fog lights, and the fog lights are Harley Davidson headlights. That was my little life hack, because a big obstacle for this front end for a lot of people all the time was the headlights, because the only option was buy like $1,000 kit that's 20 years outdated, right? So I had another big brain move where I converted the millimeter diameter into inches, and realized, well, Jeeps and Harleys have the same. Besides that, the paint job is a Lexus Eminent White. So it's a Lexus color, because I actually came from Toyotas before Mazdas.
What about the hood? Is it an Amemiya hood?
No, it's Tamon Designs. So the thing with Tamon, right, is he actually designed the Amemiya kit first. Then when he left and made his own company, he wanted to finish it to how he designed. So if you notice, it's very similar to the FD, I think it's AD9 hood. It's, my buddy Clay, he has almost the exact same hood. It's just missing this, right? So otherwise they would be identical. The wing is Amemiya. The tail lights are actually one-off, custom, the only set that will or ever exist, car shop glow tail lights. One of my really good friends, he used to work for Car Shop Glow. He was the guy that did everything, and as kind of like his final curtain call, he made these taillights for me. All because I went to Japan when he first made the FD ones, and I begged him for a year to make me a set for the FC. And so he did, but he made the circle ones. So I rocked those for a little bit, and he's like, don't worry, in a year I'll make the chasing set that you want. And sure enough, yeah, he made one.
Is it a full carbon wing?
It's full carbon wing. The exhaust is actually a Pexi GT spec for an FD. I chopped the resonators off and ran a 3-inch pipe all the way to the downpipe. They're mirror visors, right? They're made by a company up in Portland, or maybe Oregon, Pacific Northwest, called Aerowolf, and they're actually made specifically for Ganador mirrors. But I took a heat gun and kind of just shaped it to the same shape that I needed.
What about your tint right here?
So the tint, I actually just did that. Super illegal. It's meant for like big buildings and stuff, so that sun doesn't, kill everybody in there. So since I took this long drive, I was like, let me put some mirror tint, maybe it'll help a little bit. As well as that, I also wrapped the dash in Alcantara. I just wanted something a little cleaner and help with windshield glare. As far as suspension goes, I actually just recently did the entire master bushing kit. So every single like rubber bushing that was ever on this car, I've replaced with harder like polyurethane. I have the Powered by Max coilovers, solid diff mounts, pivoting subframe mounts, equal length lateral arm like lengths. I can't remember now. I have almost all of the Powered by Max like suspension gear. Mostly what I'm missing is like the front end stuff because it's more for drift setup, and it would make my track width more than what my body kit is. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that.
You drift this car around?
So actually it started, I bought this car because I used to drift it around, and then the car kind of like matured with me, and now I've gotten into more like grip. So, but even the lug nuts, they're Powered by Max as well. Wheels are, you know, Bulk Racing Rays T37 BSL 2021 edition. So I think they're limited run for this year only.
Did you get those green contrasts?
Yeah, so actually that's the color that the sticker came with on the wheel. And from that is where I added all the extra like highlighter accents. So I actually painted my calipers myself to match them. And the front brake calipers are actually for a third generation Rx7. So don't judge me too much because I had like an 8-hour road trip to come over here. So of course there's drinks and snacks and trash and clothes and, you know, basically living out of this car for the past 48 hours.
That's a good sponsored ad.
This car is so hot, you would be surprised how many fluids you go through. There's a damn sauna in there. No
But
AC,
I mean, it's timeless.
no heater.
It looks pretty timeless.
Thank you. Well, wait till you see this other cool part. So, it's a little, not acting right now because I literally put my dashboard back in a day before I drove up here. So there's some connections that are loose. But I hooked up this Arduino sequential shift light. So, so up here there's a digital RPM gauge, right? And then if you look up here, so that was something I just like designed just to keep my eyes on the road. ADD, so it's hard for me to focus sometimes, and that's why I drive manual cars, because it keeps me engaged, you know? Even my daily, you know, it's a Mazda 6 manual. But as far as the interior, I mean, I've always said interior's dead last on my list, so that'll be the final thing that I start to mess with. And I kind of started messing with it, so it'll get there.
Alright, so biggest question is how much power does this make, and what kind of modifications do you have?
It makes 350 wheel horsepower on 8 pounds of boost. It's basically maxed out for this engine. This is S4, which is the oldest FC, and there's a weakness on the rear iron, so it can only handle like 350, 400 tops, but that's 350 skirting the edge of danger, you know, so I'm right at where I can be before I have to rebuild it. The build was actually done by Rotor Performance in Garland. They really took care of me 6 years ago. Actually dropped the car off that I tried to build myself. Didn't really work out. They fixed my mistakes and put together this solid engine. I'm running a BNR Stage 4 hybrid turbo, which is a 60-to-1 AR. So it still maintains the twin scroll of the hot side of the turbo. So basically it gives you a little bit more low end torque because that's why it's called a Turbo 2, right? Because it's a twin scroll, so it has like 2 separate chambers for the exhaust port, and so that helps with, you know, low and mid range. I'm running 1690 secondary injectors in the stock. Sorry. All right, cool. I'm running 1690 secondary injectors and the stock 550 primaries because you don't really need to mess with the primaries until you make a lot more horsepower. Secondaries is all, I guess, where the money's at. I wanted to keep it reliable, so I'm running a Pexi Power FC for the ECU and management. So literally I've not had a hiccup with this engine. Anytime I've been stuck on the side of the road, it's been something supplementary, you know, like a alternator or some suspension component or something, but it's never been the engine. Besides that, I'm running a coil end flow radiator, a Black Magic E-fan, that's that super loud thing you keep hearing cut on every now and then. It's street ported, running a manual rack from Mazda, so I deleted the power steering, and I don't need one now because it's a proper manual rack. Air motive fuel regulator, ready, oil filter. I did a custom wire tuck, so I routed. Normally the wiring harness comes out here and kind of, spiders out. So I actually routed it down, put all my relays in here, routed it through the fender like S13 style, and then I put all my coil packs and fuse boxes and everything underneath this cooling plate so you don't see it and it's out of the way.
What about oil cap?
Yeah,
Who makes
yeah. Rotary13bead.com, man. Those guys are awesome. Actually, I got that for a birthday present from my older brother. I was like, dude, that was cool, man. Thank you.
These are probably the HKS air filters.
That is the HKS air filter. It is the yellow one that has been discontinued. I bought that when I started doing all these highlighter accents, and you can't get it anymore. So I'll go back to the green one after this.
Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like the content, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing. And then thank you for Christian and Avery. Thank you for making time. Safe trip, brother. Until next time.